Hi, this is Informtv100. This is part 2 of my tribute to the great Joe Madison, the Black Eagle, who passed away last Wednesday of prostate cancer. Um, on my last episode, I was telling you guys that Joe Madison always said, um, "What are you going to do about it?" When he was approached by any issue. Madison, his early life, Madison became a leader in social justice after college. According to the NAACP, he hosted a community-focused radio show and was a civil rights activist for the NAACP. He spread his message across the airwaves, reaching thousands of listeners in Detroit, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. He started his radio career in Detroit in 1980, then moved to Philadelphia and eventually to Washington. After appearing on WOL, he joined Sirius XM. Madison achieved the Guinness World Record for the longest on-air broadcast in 2015, broadcasting for 52 hours straight and raising more than $250,000 for the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture. He was instrumental in getting legislators to pass the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act in 2020. The NAACP said recently he executed a hunger strike in honor of his mentor and activist friend, Dick Gregory. Um, as I said before, Joe Madison took a break from his radio show to fight cancer. The years that he had the cancer, there is a discrepancy, and I'm going to do my research and find out exactly how long he did. But I heard Joe Madison, he was on the radio almost until Christmas, even though the cancer was spreading. He was on the radio while he was undergoing different types of treatment. He frequently talked about his battle with prostate cancer to his listeners, and he was an advocate for early screening of prostate cancer screening. Joe Madison said that he had no symptoms, that he did have the cancer. He was getting a physical for the insurance company. He needed a physical to get his insurance policy. And during the blood work, that is when the cancer was discovered, that he had it. He frequently said he had different types of the proton radiation, which has seemed to have put him was in remissions and for several years. He leaves behind a legacy that will last for generations to come. Surviving him are his devoted wife, Sharon, which he referred to as Sherry on the show, their 4 children, 5 grandchildren, and a great-grandchild. I give the condolences. Informtv100 family, we give our condolences to the Joe Madison listeners, supporters, his family, um, he will truly be missed. I can still hear Joe Madison on the radio arguing with people who were calling his show for nonsense. And he wasn't above hanging up on people when they would call in, and he's had people call in to troll him. Joe Madison had a curse jar that when some of the trollers would call him to get him upset, and he would, every time he'd say a curse word, they would have the sound effect. He'd put money in he called the cursing jar, and he would then donate um, the money to charity. I have heard over the years he's had President Obama on his show. He's had the Clintons on his show. He's had Dick Gregory on his show. Lots and lots and lots. He's a close friend of Reverend L. Sharpton. Um, the last time I saw Joe Madison at one of the marches in Washington, and he introduced L.B. Shure. L.B. Shure was at the march. I believe it was the voting rights march to encourage Congress to pass the voting rights. Um, Joe Madison, I hope they make um, his previous podcasts available on the radio. Every single episode and every morning, everybody knew who listened to him that he was just like a guardian angel, guarding his people. And there was always a beautiful gem in everything, where he was talking about book banning, voters registration, voter suppression, unfairness in the medical system, getting people covered, um, passing the police brutality, you name it. We were just very, very lucky to have Joe Madison in our life. And Inform TV has some fond memories of speaking with him on the radio, and every single call was just a gem. One of the funniest, I think the last time that I had the honor of speaking to him, I had an idea about how we could mobilize people with things that are going on in some certain states where they are full force trying to erase history, trying to do all these horrible things to people and all this unfairness. And Joe, matter of fact, he says, you know, all the years that I've been on the radio, I have never heard anyone with that idea. Um, Very sad, but very inspired to continue the mission to fight for justice and equality. This is Inform TV 100. God bless you. Have a good night. Please read up on the Black Eagle, Joe Madison. And if you know him, some of you probably already know him. Let's listen out for his reruns and his broadcasts, his previous broadcasts. And let's call Sirius and ask them or email them. We want Joe. Please broadcasts his reruns. Oh, and I didn't mention that Joe the Black Eagle, he also was inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame. Uh, God bless you. This is Inform TV 100. Have a good evening. And please, men, please go get your prostate checked. You can get the blood test. It's a blood test to see. It's called a PSA to see if that hormone is elevated, and then the rest of the exam. Too many people too many men are leaving this world from prostate cancer. One of the last interviews that I was honored to listen to was a rerun. Uh, Joe Madison was interviewing someone else that had prostate cancer. It was one of the members of the group Earth, Wind, and Fire. He's also battling prostate cancer. And then, of course, we just lost the king, one of the king from prostate cancer at the age of 62. So it's a very treatable, can be caught in the early stages, but please make this a part of your dedication to get your prostate checked. And wives and mothers and other sisters, please encourage the men in your life, your brothers, husbands, significant others, sons, to go and have your prostate exam. God bless you. Inform TV, we love you all. Have a good night.